Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another book review. I am just going to go ahead and jump right on into this because I'm actually pressed for time. So, got a short window to get this done in. So this book is called In His Possession, Bought by a Black Mafia Prince by B. Love. Now, I do not have um, the physical copy of the book with me. I had to return it. So I will go ahead and attach a copy of what that book looks like to this video so you will have that handy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right on into this. This, I would say, is a dark romance set in Memphis. Scarlett is the main character that is caught up in a love-hate triangle of sorts. She went from one bad situation to another. Scarlett longs to find a man that can love, protect, and care for her like her father did. She was previously married to Robert for 3 years and tried to leave that abusive relationship 5 times before succeeding and falling into the hands of Malcolm. Scarlett has been with Malcolm for at least 2 years. She is beginning to want her independence and departure from her current situation. Scarlett has a glimmer of hope that her situation can turn around. Will Scarlett get the life she desires or jeopardize the lives of those she cares about? Now you will have to read the book to find out how Scarlett navigates events that change her life. Let me introduce you to two other main characters you will encounter while reading this story. Okay, first up is Malcolm, who has an underground brothel and bar slash restaurant. Malcolm has a footing in the underground world and uses tyrant tactics. He is very possessive of Scarlett and uses her for his personal gratification and professional dealings. Malcolm is feared by some and loathed by even more. See how Malcolm's life depends on Scarlett. Next up is Assad, who owns a bar slash restaurant called Kirby, named after his mother. He has a daughter, Mariah, whose mother is Jessica. Assad has 5 other siblings, and he is the head of his family's branch of the Mafia. He has grown the family's dealings and position within the community and Mafia. Assad has an air about him that turns heads and demands respect. He loves his family and rules by the Mafia code. Assad's encounter with Scarlett starts off a chain of events that can bring about his happiness or his demise. Will Scarlett and Assad meeting change her fate for the better or worse? You'll have to read the book to find out which way the arrow points. Now, there are a smattering of supporting characters to tie the story together and make for a more captivating read. Okay, there is Hassan, Savant, and I want to say Dejan. At least that's how I pronounced it while reading it. Dejan, which are Assad's siblings. The siblings are very protective of each other and will do anything for each other. The mothers of Assad and Scarlett have an intricate role in the story as well. And they both have left their children with bittersweet views of their parenting and how they've chosen to live their lives, which have an impact on them all. This story shows how Scarlett got into these abusive relationships and toxic situations and navigating life-changing events that occur after meeting Assad. Scarlett sometimes seemed a bit naive for all of that she's been through. I mean, you'd think that she would be a little bit more streetwise, maybe read people a little bit more, but she kind of comes across off as a little naive. Um, However, she is stronger than she gives herself credit for. This story highlights how the characters' childhood traumas cause them to develop unhealthy habits, relationships, and in Scott's case, found in undesirable situations. And you will be rooting for a positive outcome for some characters and the downfall for others. I'll let you and the book determine who gets what category, okay? So the author did provide a disclosure at the beginning of the book, which was very interesting. I think this is probably the first true disclaimer at the beginning of a book that an author has provided that I've read. Okay. I don't think I've seen that before. Um, to this extent. Now, sometimes it'd be like, oh, it might be, triggering, or oh, it might have, uh, sexual content or something like that. But this gave a little bit more context and a little bit more disclaimer, if you will. So the author notifies you of where to skip if the content would be triggering for you. Like skip page da 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 da. So I truly appreciate that. So there is sexual content, there's physical abuse, and there is a rape mentioned, there is description on effects of drug usage, uncontrolled mental health issues, there's cursing, there's violence, there's vulgar language, and self-harming acts. That's a lot, right? So, with that right there, you know that this story is bananas. It's off the chain. It is drama. It is just ridiculousness. Okay. Good ridiculousness. Let me say that. Okay. Entertaining ridiculousness. Okay. This is the first book in the Black Mayhem Mafia saga. So there is more to come if you choose to continue reading. And the second book is called Her Deep Reverence, which I have not read. I might pick that up. I believe I will probably read that in the future. So keep an eye out for that review when I read that book. Okay. This audiobook version is about 7.5 hours long. Not that long. You can probably read that day, day and a half at the most. The narrator for the audiobook is Chance Smolders and Honey Jones, whom did a good job relaying this story. I was entertained. I did like Chance a little bit more, but both of them were great. I do like a good man's voice on an audiobook, so thank you, Chance. So, according to Hoopla, the genre is romance. I would add drama and put in the category of urban fiction. I don't know if there are any discussion questions in the actual physical copy of the book, so I don't know. Because I read the audiobook or listened to the audiobook. Some people say, "Oh, audiobook it's not reading a book." Well, yes it is. Somebody's reading it to me, okay? Um so it counts in my book, okay? It counts. So, some topics of discussion can be how one deals with stress and trauma. Can two damaged people heal each other? You could talk about sex trafficking and the effects it has on the victims. And why do the perpetrators participate? Like, okay, you've got the person in the business of sex trafficking, but there wouldn't be a business unless and there was someone that participated on the other end of the deal. So it's, yeah, why do you guys participate in that? A conversation on how relationships end can affect a person mentally, referring to Assad's mother in this story, kind of exploring what happened to her and how that can potentially affect someone mentally, emotionally. Um, conversate about that. Have a good discussion on that. The topic of self-harming behaviors in relation to what prompts it and what does one get out of doing it. Um, the mindset of men viewing women as lesser than possessions or objects to be used. That might be a heated topic, so tread lightly. Okay. A conversation on women looking for men that replicate a father figure or traits of their father, whether consciously or unconsciously. A dialogue about codes of honor and if that exists and what does it look like in today's society. The impact drug usage has on one person as well as those around them. You could also conversate about inner growth in this particular story. Did you see any growth in the characters, especially with Scarlett? All that she went through. Do we think that she matured, grew, and was it in the positive direction or negative direction? You could definitely talk about that. So, these are just a few discussion prompts to get the conversation going. You can either keep it light or you can do a deep dive. That is totally up to you and who you discuss the book with. You can definitely find more discussion topics after you have read this book, I am sure. Okay. The author has given you plenty to talk about. Yes. So this book really is taking us on a journey of Scarlett and the relationships that she's had, the situations that she has found herself in, and whether she did or didn't get out, how she did or didn't get out. You will have to read the book to find out. And obviously, there's, another book after this one. So if you want to continue learning more about these characters, just pick up the next book. Okay. So, like I said, it's going to be real quick. It was real quick. So, um, this story will definitely grip your attention. It is drama filled. It is action. If you take a deeper dive, it could be very thought provoking, insightful, and a great conversation piece. I did give this book a 9 out of 10. So if you haven't read the book, go get it and tell me what your thoughts are about it. If you have read the book, comment your thoughts as well. I'd like to know what you think. All that I ask is that you be respectful in the comments. So that is it for this round, and I thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and click that like and subscribe and share buttons. Tell your friends, come on over and peruse I think there's like over 150 videos now of book reviews that you can scroll through, and hopefully something will pique your interest. There is definitely a variety of books. My book reviews are not about just one genre or not just about one ethnic group. It's kind of all over the place. So I am pretty sure you will find something that will say, I might check that out. Okay. So that is it for this round. And as always, until next time, keep turning the pages, my book lover.